Brian was one of my graphic communication teachers, and when I studied architecture in my first year, architecture. I didn't know what a wonderful painter and artist he was then. He was just my teacher. I could see he was very skilled, and it just happened that a few years later, Jenny and I were visiting the galleries, and we went to the Macquarie galleries in the city, and there was an exhibition of Brian Dunlop. And we looked at this artist and thought, this painter's wonderful. We wish we could learn with him. And I said, I know Brian Dunlop. He taught me in first year uni. And it just happened shortly after that Brian lived across the road from where we were living. And he said, eventually just invited us over to his studio just to study with him and work with him.
And what sort of things did you do in his studio?
Well, we just basically sat and drew and painted what Brian drew, because he always had a model. Always set up a still life, but basically there was a model there, and it wasn't a formal teaching. It was more just sort of sitting in and watching Brian, watching an artist from the very beginning of a painting right to the final stages, the framing, the exhibiting, which people now don't get that opportunity to painting. He was very aware of the history of painting, and Brian had his favourite artists. And I don't know if I was influenced by Brian, because they're my favourite artists as well, or I always wondered if that was an influence, because I didn't know them before I met Brian, because I had a very good art teacher at school.
Yeah. Which were those artists that you were most influenced by?
Artists like Piero, Della, Francesca, Vermeer, Balthus, these sort of artists who had this very strong classical strain, geometric classical strain through their work. Yes. He was a brilliant draftsman. I don't think he was surpassed as far as his drafting goes. Technically, he was a wizard.
And you've got a number of works included in this exhibition.
Well, I have 4 paintings. Two of them are earlier paintings. I did I think about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. One's a painting, a double portrait of my children, Anna and Sarah. That was a finalist in the Shirley Hannon Portrait Prize. And there's the 2 recent works, a series of that I've started just a few months ago. It's a series of flowers, and I've just been experimenting a lot with colours.
Yeah, I've noticed
and textures.
The colours are much sort of brighter. I think.
Much brighter, yes.
Beautiful. So when is that?
That's in Melbourne. That'll be in late June. Early July in Melbourne.
I'm going to put that
the
on
Australian
the
galleries.
I'll let everybody know.
Yeah, he was just always painting, so he always had a studio that was like sort of a place where we couldn't really go. Apparently I did try to paint in there and help him, but
what, you were sort of
I was not
banned?
helping. Yeah. Apparently he had to set up a playpen and put himself inside it to paint, get away from me.
Do you remember him drawing or?
Yeah, all the time, going out sketching, drawing, and then like having models in his studio, and we thought that was pretty funny, having naked people. Yeah, I remember when we were kids, my father was teaching Frank and Jenny how to paint. And then when I decided I wanted to be an artist or go to art school, Frank felt like he should teach me, so he offered. And that was good, because I came to see Frank once or twice a week for about 5 years, and then I went to Julian Ashton.
And what are you working on at the moment?
Well, I've been going to Singapore where my sister lives, and I've been getting photos of the beautiful tropical gardens and working on them back in Adelaide, and sort of doing quite big compositions with it.
Right. And are they oils?
Mainly oils, and then I did a watercolour that was in the Win Prize, and that's in that show.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations. Yeah, that's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, it's quite lush and dense. Yeah. And then there's a self-portrait I did in a studio, and that was nice because I did that with my dad. That was one of the last pieces I did with him.
In what way? He was in the studio with you?
Yeah, I took it over to his studio, and he worked on it with me, told me a few things. He was really enjoying that painting.
It must have been a lovely experience.
Yeah, that was nice.